Welcome to a live NBA trade deadline show here on the Basketball Zone YouTube channel. I'm your host, Leo Bias. As you can see, I'm not pumped. I'm not happy about what is going on because so many other teams are getting better and the Kings are staying pat or staying complacent. That is not something you want to hear because they just got destroyed by the Detroit Pistons, the 7-win Detroit Pistons last night. That was tough. That was tough, and the Kings got to get better. The Kings got to get better ASAP. It's not okay for them to not make a move. I told you guys last night, if they want to sell you this continuity, if they want to sell you this, well, Harrison Barnes is playing better, Kevin Huerter's playing better nonsense, then this team's going to be a first-round exit more than likely. I'm hoping that they at least make it to the second round and there is progress going into the summer. But the team is plateaued already in terms of the role players is not enough to surround De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis. That's my take. We're going over every single trade that's already happened today. The Dallas Mavericks, one of the big winners. Raptors making a lot of moves. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. How's everybody doing? Pablo, I know, bro. It's tough. It's tough. I'm live, man. My bad, son. My bad, bro. I was in the bathroom. Not even. Well, I tell you what. They're making the playoffs. The Kings, if they stand pat, they're a top 6 team. 1,000%. 1,000%. They have 2 All-NBA players. They're a top 6 seed. What's interesting is who they get in that first round. We already know the Kings don't play well against the Pelicans and teams like that, but let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's pull up the Woj bombs. We got Shams, we got Woj. Breaking news: the Sixers are trading Patrick Beverley to the Bucks. That's interesting. The Bucks are a 2027 second round pick, Sixers in deal. They're sending the 2027 second round pick. You know, Patrick Beverley has made a living off of his mouth, and good for him. But let's be honest, on the court, he ain't very good. This was the big one for Dallas and a big miss for the Kings. Dallas acquiring a guy like PJ Washington. They sent Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and the first round pick. Something that the Kings easily could have done, but they didn't, which is very concerning, honestly. I don't know what the train of thought is. How much better is he than HB? He's younger. He's better. He's better. At this point, the Kings just needed a change of scenery. HB needed a change of scenery. I think HB would have been a nice mentor to a guy like Brandon over there. But that's just me. That's what I think. The number 2 pick, having a guy like HB in his ear, I think that would have been conducive for them. But the Kings just didn't get it done. It's just that simple, yo. Right? It's just truly that simple. So it's very disappointing on so many levels. Let's see. The Raptors, they traded Dennis for Spencer Dinwiddie. That was interesting. Obviously, to me, Spencer's a better player. But I thought that was very interesting what the Nets are doing. Obviously, the Nets also traded Royce O'Neal to the Suns. Who broke that one? Let's see. I think that was Shams. So Shams, yes, Brooklyn is finalizing the trade, sending Royce O'Neal to the Suns for salaries and 3 second-round picks. Everything the Kings had. Go out there and get the job done. It's just that simple. Obviously, he has the Shams trade as well. Sorry, the PJ trade. But the fact that these players that the Kings have been linked to for so long aren't moving to the Kings. There are other teams stepping up to the plate, getting rid of second round picks that honestly the Kings are probably going to sell for salary compensation. And it's just it's disappointing for sure, right? Again, Charlotte trading PJ Washington to the Mavericks. Kyrie and Luka have themselves a nice forward there. Better than Grant Williams in my opinion. I think the fact that they signed. See, I like the fact that they signed Grant just because now he's a trade. He was a piece to trade. I think that's very important to note. The Pistons are waiving Joe Harris. Okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but the Kings picking up potentially a Joe Harris is almost like, well, we didn't trade for nobody, but we'll give you Joe Harris, who is way past his prime and isn't the same player he once was. And, you know, Joe Harris of old would have been phenomenal, but obviously we all know there's a reason why they're waiving him. There wasn't a trade market for him, but that would kind of be a slap in the face. But yet again, the Kings are in desperate need of anything, so it's disappointing. The big move too was OKC, right? OKC trading away pretty much nobody. Trey Man something, but a first round pick, and they get themselves a guy on an expiring deal. If it works out, it works out. If not, they got better. Gordon is really good when he's healthy. He's been effective. He's efficient. Another piece, another wing to worry about on a very loaded, young, explosive OKC Thunder team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP candidate. He's been playing out of his mind. So it's interesting for sure. I like the move. I like the move a lot for OKC. So OKC got better. Dallas got better, right? The Knicks, you know, they got better now. But who got the best player in the deal? I think Quentin Grimes is the best player in this deal. Short term, long term. So good for the Pistons on that. Alec Burks was playing out of his mind last night. But see, Alec Burks has played with the Knicks before. He understands what it's like to play there. He played okay over there. He's going back to add that added depth that they need off the bench. Same with a guy like Bojan, who is way past his prime. A guy he can't move laterally defensively. He's awful. If you truly watch him play, he's still a very good shooter. You know, he can put the ball on the floor a little bit, but he's just a terrible defender. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Tibbs plays him significant minutes just because of his defensive, or because he's a defensive liability. So the Knicks got a home run. They didn't give up any picks. I'm like, yeah, but they gave up the one piece that was very, very intriguing in Quentin Grimes, right? So I thought that was an interesting little narrative spin on the Knicks. They got deeper, sure. Like, they got the vets they want for what they think is a sizable run, but I don't know, man. I don't love it. It's one of those, like, yeah, they got better with more veteran experience, but I still think Quentin Grimes is still the better player in this deal. So but good for the Pistons, right? Like, watched the Pistons last night. They're getting younger. Just a lot more L's coming to be determined, right? Like, there's a lot more L's coming. There's more youth, less veteran experience. But the Knicks, good for them. They're a very good team. They're well coached. They're led by a very scrappy point guard who has a chip on his shoulder. He's a very, very good player, man. The guy is a star. I like the Knicks. But to spin the narrative that this is just a crazy deal for them, it's like, bro, like, relax. Like, these are average role players, you know. They're They're role players. Quentin Grimes has so much more upside than both of these dudes. But I understand the move, and the move makes sense for both parties for sure. But I just don't like how they're spinning it. Like, oh well, the Knicks just got a home run, and I'm like, bro, stop. Like it's cool. It's cool. Um, but yeah, I'm not just gonna just give him like an A+ or anything like that. Like it's no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Why didn't we even try to get Hayward at least expiring contract? I don't know, bro. It's disappointing for sure. It's very disappointing. What's up, Josh? Light the beam. No beam lit last night, but just trying, man. Shout out to Medici Sacramento. Huge shout out to the best pizza spot in Sacramento. Literally right across the Golden One Center. Make sure you guys check them out before and after every Kings game. Caleb Martin, hearing we have interest, man, I hope so. That's my boy from UNR. That'd be a nice get for the Kings. Raptors sending Dennis. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Killian Hayes released. Are they really? They're really released. I was laughing about that. I was telling Jeremiah and Chris Haynes yesterday that I was like, bro, like he sucks. If he got released, it just comes to show that there's just no trade market for him, right? Let me see. Yep. They released him. Holy cow. That is crazy. The Pistons, they're releasing him. Yeah, but no. Don't even think about trying to sign this dude. Like, no. You already got a offensive limited Davion Mitchell. I'd rather have Davion, and that's saying something, yo. Like that is saying something. I'm not touching this dude whatsoever. And it's 10:54. We're an hour and 6 minutes from the deadline. And the Kings have made 0 moves, which is interesting, right? What is Shams saying? He got. Who's breaking more stuff today, Shams or Woj? That's interesting. Other moves that were made that were smaller deals. Let's see. The Sixers are trading Daniel House and a 2024 second-round pick to the Pistons. Well, the Pistons are just racking up just picks, right? And there's just a shithole of a play, so keep on losing. And it's funny because they beat the Kings. I really can't say nothing. But I just love the move for OKC, man. To get another playmaking 6'8", 6'9" type of wing, man. 6'7", 6'8", sorry. Guy's a big dude. He's very skilled. When he's healthy, he's just a beast. But, his availability is the best ability. Gordon hasn't been very available throughout the years, but it's still a very low-risk move for the Thunder, who have just an abundance of assets. Good move there. Oh, this is the other one. It was the Raptors acquiring Kelly Olynyk. Very good basketball player. I would have loved Kelly on the Kings. That would have been a huge get for them. Obviously, it didn't happen. I thought it was interesting. Utah Jazz, right? Kelly and Okachi. What the hell is it? How do you say his last name? To the Raptors for Kyle Lewis, Otto Porter, and a 2024 first-round pick. That's interesting. The Raptors do have picks, though, so which one was it? I'm not sure which one it was. If it was one of the ones they got in the trade, or if it was, it can't be their own. I can't imagine it being their own. But Team Canada, man, what about that? They're getting all the Canadians. That's interesting. That is interesting for sure. The first round pick will be the least favorable of the OK. Okay, here it is. The first round pick will be the least favorable of the OKC, Clippers, Rockets, Jazz in 2024. Yeah, there's no way that the Raptors were going to give up their pick for him. Nope. No siree. Oh, and then obviously the big news earlier in the day was my boy Buddy Hield going to the 76ers for Marcus Morris, Cork Maz. 3 second-round picks. Buddy gets to go to a contender. If the big man comes back, Joel Embiid, then he has himself a really good shooter. When they kick out, when they're doubling him, he's a dude that's going to shoot, that isn't afraid of the moment. Guy who puts the work in, who believes in the work and believes in the process. Buddy Hield's that dude. He doesn't play any defense, but he is just a knockdown sniper. And that's something that the Sixers truly need. It's a good move there for them if Joel Embiid comes back to form. With the news of him, with his injuries, it's always going to be a concern with that big man. And it's not going to get any better. He's getting older. Big men don't age as well. It's just one of those things, man. It's interesting for sure. That was last night. And then the day before, we had the Celtics landing Tillman for 2 second-round picks. I thought that was a good get for them. He's solid. He's solid. Then the Timberwolves landed Monty Morris, who's played very limited minutes this year for the Pistons, right? 2030 or 2030 second-round pick. Shake Milton and Troy Brown. That was interesting as well. The Pistons, man, they ain't got nobody. I was just saying, yeah. So good move for the Celtics. It's one of those that we call around the edge moves where it solidifies potential injuries. You have a guy that can play and can come and give you some minutes. Tillman's that dude. He's tough. He has that great grind, and you like that about him. So good move by the Celtics. Any potential moves? Let's keep updating that. Harry Giles was waived. Kings doing jack shit. At the very least, they need to trade for Delon or Caleb. I would want both though. We'll see. Cam Payton's also heading to the Sixers. Okay. That makes sense. They got the dancing machine over there. One solid move. Money. Oh, we're asking for Kelly for a first, but not Kuz. Not worth one. Yeah. Suns are sending Yuto and Avi to Memphis in a 3-team trade. Pistons now have Malachi Flynn. LOL. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Poor Malachi. Poor Malachi. Yeah, that Suns move for Royce O'Neal was really big. It's something that the Kings easily could have done as well, but they didn't. It's just one of those frustrating moments. It happens. Yeah, this franchise is pathetic. The goal and the only goal is to be relevant enough to sell your shit. It feels like that right now. We still got an hour left. We're at the hour mark, y'all. We're coming down to the hour. Will the Kings make a move? Man, it's right there for them. They got to make that move. Let's not lose hope. Let's not lose hope, yo. Come on, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button, man. We should have at least 26 likes. Come on. 25, 24, 20 likes. Come on. Get it. Let's see what Shams has said.
Probably slept in maybe the last week, but he is great in dropping that news. And again, have those notifications on because I do it every morning when we have days like this. Shams, what's the latest that you have on the trade front?
So DeJounte Murray entering this NBA trade deadline, he was considered to be the biggest name. We've seen over the last few years, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant traded, but DeJounte Murray of the Hawks, one-time All-Star, he was the player when you think about the Lakers, Nets. They've had interest in him consistently. Those talks have not progressed this week. One team that did at least have exploratory conversations are the New Orleans Pelicans. And the
That's
sides
interesting.
have exchanged different ideas and concepts. But as of right now, as of this moment, we're about an hour from the trade deadline, nothing yet has advanced. The Hawks would want Herb Jones. They would covet Herb Jones, I'm told, in any deal. That is not a player that the Pelicans would want.
I mean,
to
Herb
work with.
Jones
So
would be
that is
massive.
one,
Would be massive
issue
for them for sure.
in these conversations.
But that's something you got to give up, though.
Conversations, the desire for players like Austin Reeves, Max Christie, that I'm told that the Hawks had in their conversations with the Lakers this week.
Stop.
The Lakers and
Max
Hawks, they
Christie,
did
stop
speak
it.
this
Ain't nobody
week.
want Max Christie
The
on their
Lakers
team.
really believe this group that they have with D'Angelo
Call
Russell
cap
playing at
on
a
that
much higher
shit.
level. How much do you want to exhaust your assets now
Come on.
and lose your assets versus keeping them and having 3 first-round picks come summertime? So these are all fluid things. We're about an hour in before the trade deadline concludes. But as of right now, DeJounte Murray, there does not appear to be that much progress on a trade.
All right, Shams, we appreciate that update on DeJounte Murray. And again, we will take everybody up to the NBA trade deadline, which expires at 3 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you stay with us, and we'll be with you 30 minutes after the deadline expires. So when you hear that news, guys, from Shams Charania about DeJounte Murray, one of the bigger names that we've talked and kind of heard on the trading block, possibly could be getting moved to a number of different places. And LA seemed like a destination that could be it. But we've seen, Pat, with this Lakers team, a little bit of a resurgence, especially from their guard group, mainly like a guy like D'Angelo Russell has played better basketball for this Lakers team. So you hear that news from Shams, what goes through your head?
Well, I mean, immediately the first thought, if you're in Atlanta's shoes right now and you looked at the price that you gave up for DeJounte Murray, and it was a good thought at the time. They needed to fortify their defense. It just hasn't worked. They're ranked 20.
Right, so it hasn't worked, and they're trying to get some back. I don't think it's crazy to ask for Herb Jones, if I'm being honest. The Pelicans have to really think about it. They were dangling Herb Jones and Troy Murphy regardless. So I think it's interesting, right? How much better is DeJounte than what's his name? The point guard. Second year kid that starts for them with the green eyes. How much better is he than him? Right now, he's better, right? Like if you put a CJ McCollum and a DeJounte Murray with the BI Zion, are you better? Yes. Can you pay all these dudes? That's the real question, because he's coming in with a lot of money on the books. It's interesting. Like, if I'm the Hawks, I'm not letting him go if I don't get Herb Jones in that deal. It's just that simple. Like, I gave up a lot for him. He hasn't been what they thought he would be, but still, he's still a very good basketball player. And DeJounte, and I think he'd be a huge asset for the Pelicans. So, if I'm the Pelicans, do I make the move? If I'm getting rid of Herb, no, because I value Herb. But at the same time, will you be able to pay all these players? Like his deal is coming up soon, so. It's going to be interesting, man. I don't know what they do, but do they go all in? Like, it's almost I'm going all in type of move with Murray, in my opinion, if they do that. So we'll see what they do. Another team, the one team the Kings have just gotten destroyed by, they're looking to get better. And we still don't have conversations about the Kings making any moves. It's intriguing. It's disappointing, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, but yeah, everybody trying to get better, man, except for the Kings, apparently. So reunion Memphis is expected to acquire Watanabe from the Suns as part of a 3-team trade, sending out 3 other minimum salaries. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Nothing more right now, man. That was crazy. So I was looking at last night. I was like 1 or 1:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh, well, what if the Kings, get Gordon Miles? And then we had the news that Miles wasn't gonna accept any trades. He wants to play it out. put up his stats and just get paid massively in the summer, which again I don't blame him, but kind of weak in my. It's a weak move in my opinion because either way he's gonna get paid like no matter what, and especially if he plays on the good team, I think he'll get paid even more because he's doing that on the good team, even if it's lesser stats but more significant wins. And yeah, I don't understand this train of thought. He had Clutch, his Clutch agent just pretty much say like, yeah, he don't want to approve any trade. Just crazy. But this is what I had last night. Obviously, it didn't happen. Can the King go after Andrew Wiggins? I think that's interesting. Right? Let's reset this. Or after seeing what they see, right? Kyle Lowry. There's no more PJ. Brandon Miller's just a beast. Can the Kings go and get Cody Martin, right? Can they go and get a Caleb Martin? I'm not sure. Anybody else that's left that you're just like, damn. Obviously, Miles has to approve the trade. Would he approve it to the Kings? And the whole, I don't want to get into it because the self-righteousness of people saying, well, I'm going to stop being a Kings fan if Miles gets traded to the Kings. Come on, man. Should we go? That's one of those conversations I'm like, I don't want to get into it, but if you truly meant that Miles Bridges going to the Kings would make you stop watching the Kings play, you should stop watching basketball in general because it's not the Hornets that are employing him. It's the NBA that's employing him. So you should stop watching basketball. You should stop watching the NFL. You should stop watching all these sports that are notoriously known for allowing guys to have second, third chances all the time when they've done really bad things. It hasn't kept you from stopping watching basketball now. Don't let the door hit you out the way, bro. Peace. It's one of those things. You're not gonna stop watching the Kings play. It's a huge cap. But you see those comments on Twitter, and I'm just like, bro, just stop the cap, man. You're not gonna stop watching the Kings play. If anything, you're gonna want to watch them play even more because your team got better. I don't condone the things he did, but we can't be so self-righteous and not give guys second chances. We can't sit here and say, well, we haven't made mistakes in our own lives. We can't sit here and think that we're better than him because we haven't done that. We all make mistakes. We're all sinners at the end of the day. We're all children of God. And you have to show empathy, mercy, and if he's doing the right things, if he's taking the right steps to get better as a man, as a father, as a husband. And we've seen the wife come out and say, yeah, he's doing his best. He's doing better now. He served his suspension. And again, if you're one of those people that believe that he shouldn't be playing, then stop supporting the NBA. Stop watching. Don't just say, I'm going to stop being a Kings fan. No, stop watching basketball now. Don't be so hypocritical and show this hypocrisy of, oh, well, if he goes to the Kings, I'll stop watching. No, bro, stop watching basketball in general. If that's your stand, stop watching it because you're supporting a league that is employing this player. It's not about the Hornets. It's about the entire league. And every team would love to trade for him. That's just the truth. That's literally just the truth. He fits every single team in the NBA. I get it. People who have daughters, you don't want that type of, I guess because some people kind of see these guys as role models. You don't want that, but we've seen in the past the Kings have done it with Darren Collison and others who have done things, and you have stayed with the Kings. So, we can bring up all these things and go back and forth. The reality is, stop being so self-righteous. You're not better than anybody else. That's just the truth, man. That is literally the truth. If you're a Christ believer, you're going to give people second, third chances. That's just the truth. The Bible is full of sinners. The biggest saints in the world were just ginormous sinners, piece of shits, literally, that turned their lives around. That is the Bible. So, don't sit there and think you're better than anybody else. Because if you haven't stopped watching, and again, I applaud you if you stop watching basketball. But don't be wishy-washy and say, I'm going to stop watching the Kings because he's on the Kings now. No. You stop watching basketball in general, and then I'll believe your stance about that. The reality is you're not going to stop watching the Kings play because you haven't stopped watching them now. And there are other names I'm not going to say that have been in similar situations, that have done similar things, that have been accused of similar things. Okay. That's the truth. Like that's the truth. So yeah, that's just crazy when I see things like that. But besides Cody, again, he's making what, 7? I would love to trade for him. Nick Richards, I would love to trade for him. These two guys, I'd go after. You go Hornets. I still think the Magic are a viable piece, man. You go Jonathan Isaac, right? You go Kevin Huerter. You get a first-round pick. Man, he'd be such an upgrade defensively. That's what I would look for, man. Honestly, I'd be happy with that type of move. Yeah, he's still 26 years old, man. I know he's been injury-prone, but at the same time, he's only played limited minutes this year, but he is so good defensive. One of the elite defenders in basketball. You just got to get him right. Like, if you get him right, health-wise, man, this guy is an asset. This guy is an asset, man. But it would definitely work, right? You go trade him to the Kings, trade him to the Magic. You go to your picks, right? 2024, lottery protected to the Kings. And boom. That's the move you make. That is a move you make. That is a move you make. I would love that. What do you guys think? Are you pulling the trigger on Jonathan Isaac, a first-round pick for Kevin Huerter? You get your pick back, the pick that you owe Atlanta. You go from there. Even the Thunder made a risky trade before we did. But yeah, it's interesting, man. I love the move for OKC again. I was talking about that earlier. Like, it's just a great move for them. But that's what I think. That's what I think. Right. 45 minutes left. Will the Kings make a move? Will the Kings make a move? Man, that is crazy. If they truly stand pat. I can't believe. I'm in shock. I expected more from Ani, but oh man, that's tough. This is what I would do though. If you want to go back to, let's just say, a just trade, you go to the Wizards, right? Kyle Kuzma. At this point, I'm desperate, bro. Like, I just want to get out of Harrison Barnes. At this point, I'm gonna love some Kyle Kuzma. I'm just being honest, right? Trade Kuz. Trade him. Trade him. Trade him. 32, 39. You can come in 39. You trade him. You give him those picks, bro. Give it to them. Give him the pick. Right. Trade to the Wizards. Protected. just for the sake of just saying picks, I don't know what it's gonna be like, but do you make the move? Do you make the move? Kyle Kuzma, Tyus Jones, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, Davion Mitchell. I think you make the move. I think you have to make this move. The picks, I'm not sure which ones are going to be, but it's going to be 2 first-round picks, right? Kyle Kuzma, 4 years, 25. It is what it is, man. He ain't expiring, so he still got a 6'9" wing player that's a shot creator. Like Harrison Barnes, he's shown some life in the past few weeks, but we know he's going to revert back to himself. Kevin's done the same. We know he's going to go back to himself. Davion's really hasn't shown any signs offensively all year long, but he's still a very good defender on the perimeter. If you put him in secondary actions on defense, then you see a different version of him because the Kings aren't as good defensively, and putting him in coverages is just not as effective as having him on ball, which teams can easily just pick him off and get the switch. He's still, 6 feet. It says 6'2", but he's not 6'2", so it's tough. Tyus Jones, also small, but he's proven that he can ball at a high level. Was a viable option when John Morant was out. They were better record-wise, obviously not better team-wise, but they're better record-wise. They were just really good with him running the show. He's a great option to have just in case something happens to De'Aaron Fox, and even a guy that can play with De'Aaron Fox, because we saw a lot of Tyus Jones playing with a John Morant. So this is a move that the next 45 minutes I want to see. This, or even a smaller move like a Kevin Huerter to Orlando, which Orlando needs some shooting. This makes sense, man. This makes sense. Will it happen? We'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think? Which move are you pulling? Which move are you pulling? Some playoff teams and Tyus Jones for 3 seconds. Watch. You don't, because you have no shooting guard next year if Monk takes $20 million from someone other than the team next year. I say you make the move. You get one of the best backup point guards, and Tyus Jones and Kuzma to fill in for Harrison. Deadline's almost over. They're not making a move. I wish they would. I've seen teams make moves with a minute left. Are they working on something? We're not in the war room with them, so we're hoping that that at least Monty is trying to make a move. But how are people feeling? How are people feeling, man? I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys are disappointed as much as me, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's nerve-wracking because I want the Kings to get better, and I want the Kings to make it past the first round. It's just, and people are like, "Oh, they gonna make." I'm like, "No, bro. The Kings are gonna make the first round. Stop. Like, the Kings are gonna be a top 6 team. They're gonna have a nice run in the second half, but it's when they get there, it's gonna be interesting for sure. But man, is it enough to justify it? Again, they're selling us on this continuity. We're relevant again. That's great. I rather be relevant than still be that shit team. Like, I think it's perspective as well. Monty's job is safe. He got the extension. Mike is safe. He won Coach of the Year. Monty won Executive of the Year last year. It's still a honeymoon phase for them. Fans feel more pressure because they want to do something. Fans know that they let a big opportunity last year by losing to the Warriors. I understand all those things. I feel the same sentiment, the same quote-unquote pressure, frustration. I see all that. I hear you guys, right? But the Kings are going to try and sell you, if they stand pat, that continuity is important, that they're going to make the playoffs again, and that it's about experience. But it's going to be interesting because then Monk's contract is up. There's no guarantee you sign him, but I do think they have a good chance if they give him the right opportunities, which if you stand pat, then you're still going to bring him off the bench. So, and he's still not going to play starter minutes. That's my issue with that whole dynamic of, can you convince him to stay at $17-18 million? Can someone else throw him $20 million? I don't think he leaves. If perspective, I don't think he leaves if someone offers him 20 and the Kings offer him anywhere from 17 to 18. He's not taking that jump because he knows what he has here. He understands that he's playing with his best friend, and he's winning here. I believe in my heart that he values that. Now, if someone offered him more, say 22 to 23, he's leaving. And if he plays himself into that in the playoffs, like if he goes crazy again, then he's going to get paid that. But those are the risks you take by not playing him and not really respecting him in that regard, because when you come off the bench, it's really hard to play him 30-plus minutes because of how the minutes are distributed as is. If you look historically at the best six men ever, very few times did they play 31 minutes a game. Like, it was always under that, 27, 28, roughly around there, because of how the game flow and when they enter the game, when they got to take their breaks, they won't come into the 6-7 minute mark. Yeah, so in this case, 12, so like 6-5 minute mark of the first quarter. It's hard. Like, the minute distribution is difficult to play them that much. That's why they got to start. But that's just me. Yeah, Linton Fox, I don't think they'll make a move. Perfect scenario would be get DeMar and Caruso. Yeah, that would be amazing though. And that's another team that is under the radar because they want to win themselves. It's one of those things where they're extremely competitive. Like, the Bulls are playing well without Zach LaVine. And I'm just happy that the Kings are not going to trade. It's one of those things where I'm like, no Siakam, I'm ecstatic. No LaVine, 2 awful contracts. I'm good. And Kyle Kuzma, Jeremy Grant, I'm fine with. I would love those contracts. Retrospect of what these other contracts are, right? And understanding that you got to sign Monk in a few years. You have to sign Keegan. It's all these moving parts that you have to think about. It's not just about now, not just about this season. It's really about trying to bulletproof your future. I think Monty is doing a good job of that, but at the same time, you saw what other teams got today, and I'm like, they could have done that, but it takes 2 to tango. And did those teams like the packages of, again, what the Mavericks do? They traded away Grant, a first, Seth. Was that better than Harrison Barnes and the Kings first? Like, they still got to deal with the whole first with Atlanta for the Kevin Huerter trade. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. Like, did the Kings, instead of giving Harrison, were they trying to dangle Huerter, and were they asking for a pick, or did they not want to give a pick? We don't know those details, right? Maybe that was one of the things where Charlotte was like, nah, like I want a first round pick for PJ. Even if it's a high pick, Dallas got it to me. I'm going in that direction. So it's all these scenarios where we truly don't know until maybe some details come out one day. Maybe they don't come out. I'm not sure. But watching the Suns I think this one hurts. Watching the Suns get Royce for 2 seconds was like, yeah, I think that one hurt. Because the PJ one, we don't know what the Kings really gave up, right? Like I said, it could be one of the scenarios where I just mentioned Kevin and no picks, and they're like, no, I want to pick. Okay, so that makes sense. But yeah, this one where they literally got him for seconds, that one truly hurts, because you need at least a wing defender, an aggressive point of attack wing defender, perimeter defender, and you missed out on that one. Especially to the Suns, your divisional rival. Team that just beat you when you're up by 22 points. You're competing against the Suns, man. You're competing against the Clippers. You're competing against the weak-ass Lakers. Like, that one hurt. What Well, the Kings don't have full bird rights on Monk, so they can only offer him 17 next year. Yeah, right. So like 17. If it comes down between 17 and 20, I think it's like 17.6, if I'm being honest. You know, if it's 17 and a half to 20, he stays. But if you start talking 22 to 24, that's when he moves. But he's not going to take that jump to a team, especially to a Charlotte or one of these bad teams who have this money. But then he knows what it's like to play for a bad team. He's played there before. Like, he's not going back to a shit situation for a little bit more. It has to be a lot more. It has to be substantial for him to leave. So maybe he just does a short-term deal, right? What they can, like another short-term deal, say a 2-year deal, 1 year player option, second year for 17 and a half. That's what he does. And he just, you know, he bets on himself, which we've seen a lot from players. Like, that's not a bad thing because he bet on himself with the Kings at $8 million, $9 million. He's going to double it, right? 17, almost 18. 2 more years. By the time he's 28, he gets the max deal he wants. That's one way of looking at it, you know, from all these different variables. So that's something to actually think about as well. Does this trade make us a serious contender? Yes. Because you honestly, I believe in De'Aaron Fox. I believe he's willing to take you to the next level once you get there. Like, he's that type of a player in the playoffs where he's just kind of like a Jimmy Butler. He's just going to just turn it on to different jets. And he's going through a stretch where people really forget what the hell he did for the majority. Like, he's still putting up 27 points a game. Like, that's insane. And you see all these frustrating comments in the moment. Oh, well, he sucks. He's this. He's that. Like, bro, relax. Like, he's still having a great season. It's just, that one's a great. I don't understand that one. I really don't. I get it. I said it last night. It infuriates me when he smiles and stuff like that. But he's still having a great season. Like, he's improved in every facet. He has one more area to improve, and it's his free throws. He's improved every single season, and you want to crucify him. I get it. You're mad after a loss. You say stupid things, but let's not get carried away, okay? So you have 2 All-NBA players. You really need that consistency from the others. And if you improve Kyle for HB, Tyus Jones for Davion off the bench, then you start Malik. Like, your scoring punch just got way better. Like, the one thing that's missing, we can talk about defense all day. At times, the Kings can't score. So your scoring got better. Kyle can score. Malik can score in that starting lineup. Then you got the steadiness of a true point guard in Tyus Jones, who has done this at the highest levels with Memphis, right? I think this makes you a top 4 team, solidifies you there. Again, it's tough because you have a lot of good teams now, right? You got the 2 rising teams in Minnesota and OKC. They're almost like the Kings from last year. So there's a lot of competition, man. There's a lot of competition, but this definitely makes you better, and it's going to put you right in the mix of things. If you want to call this a 6-team race, you very well can, because there aren't many games that are separating these teams from that. So I would love this deal. I would love a smaller deal where you bring in, you know, if you trade Kevin to Orlando, right, where you get a Jonathan Isaac, elite defender, and you get a first-round pick, so you get that pick back. Man, that'd be nice as well. It's 11:30, y'all. 30 minutes left. Kuzma is apparently not going anywhere, by the way. Well, let's see. Let's see what the boys are saying. Let's find out. Yeah, nothing there. Woj, nothing there. Yeah, there's no news from either of those 2 guys. No one's saying nothing. What's this? Team info. What is that? What's this website? I don't know. But interesting. The Raptors, right? So, like, for example, Raptors got Kelly Olynyk. They got Spencer Dinwiddie. They got 2 good players, okay? Like, these are veteran players. Are they making a move to sit these players? Because if they play, like, the Raptors are getting better, right? And the Raptors are 18-33. They're only 4 games out of the 10 seed, which is very gettable. Like, I think that's what they're hoping for, right? They get a 10 seed, potential playoff spot if you win 2 games. Like, realistically, they get the 10 seed from Atlanta, and you just go for it. So, but that also ruins their draft opportunity. I don't know what they do. Like, these moves are leading me to think that they want to be competitive. They have an all-star in Scotty Barnes now. What do you think happens, bro? Like, are they playing for the play-in and, potentially going into the playoffs? Like, these moves are interesting because technically they got better. Like, the Raptors got better. So, and they still got, what's his name on the roster? Bruce Brown. So, they got they got viable role players on this team now. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. Do they make a huge second half run? I can see it, bro. Like, it's not crazy to think. It's not crazy to think. It's not crazy to think. Yeah, like, they might have to win. Like, they might have to win. 30 minutes to go. Bruce Goose not getting traded. Could see the Raps keeping Trent, Boucher, and Bruce now. Oh, and they still got Trent. That's right. They're going for the 10th spot, obviously. Yeah, like it looks like they're going for the 10th seed. Like, that's what that looks like. Yahoo Sports reported 1 hour ago the Kings are heavily trying to get Kuzma. Raptors don't have their own pick. They have to win. Top 6, I think the Raptors are confident there isn't much separation between top picks in next year's draft and the late lottery picks. That's very true. That's what they're seeing. Like, let's go for it now. They're younger. Like, they're young too, and it's almost like they reloaded in a strategical way, right? So even if they get the 10 seed, create that buzz for the city. Raptor fans are amazing. They're always selling out. And you still get a middle of the pack pick, and they're known to draft gems. Late first, early second, late second. Like, that makes sense. Atlanta, they can easily trump Atlanta. They can. So the fact that they got Olynyk and Spencer, I think that makes them better. Do the Kings hold? The Kings have a lot of picks, bro. It's just the whole situation with the Kevin Huerter and Atlanta thing where we don't know what year it is, right? Like, that's the only thing holding them back. But at the same time, if they want to go get themselves, quote unquote, a star, like, nobody is truly available. So you have to get these on the edges type players, right? Like the Kuzmas of the world that are not stars, but they're really good starters. I don't know. I still think the Kings have a good chance to get Kuz. As it gets closer to 12 o'clock, we're going to see a Kuz trade. We're going to see a Kuz trade, man. Keep the spirits up, yo. Keep those spirits up. The Kings have money pick. So it's not crazy. Going back to the Raptors, I don't think it's crazy now that they're getting these players that they go after them, right? It's right there. They're only 4 games out. The Raptors have lost some games that they should have won, but they didn't. Interesting. Very interesting to see what they're doing. Let me see. And any updates? Any updates there? Let me see.
And you feel bold enough, feel confident in the playoffs because of his coaching style. Obviously, he might run the guys down to the ground. Hopefully, not too much, but they're not shooting all the threes, right?
Yeah.
And he hasn't shown that he's going to give up 3-1 leads in the playoffs.
All right,
I'm
there
just
it
saying.
is.
So the East is pretty open. Yes, I do agree.
East is
The
open.
Yeah.
Knicks have a really good chance. Said with the coaching change in Milwaukee, with Doc getting acquainted with the new group, so it's going to be tough for him in the playoffs. They're supposed to be one of the top teams, but because of them trying to figure it out, I think a lot of other teams, if they make, within the next 20 minutes, make some moves, can be in the conversation of being the Eastern Conference Finals along with your beloved Knicks.
I knew that Harrison would not be able to tuck in his New York versus Boston rivalry in this one. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think that's what they're aiming for. The Knicks are aiming for the Eastern Conference Finals. They understand that they're not better than the Celtics, but you never know what happens. Like, injuries happen all the time. They just want to get there and give themselves a chance to take it to the finals. They have a good chance to get there. Milwaukee, again, they made a mistake when hiring Doc Rivers. I don't care what anybody says. Even if they look good at times, and even when, and I'm saying they will look good, when they look good in the playoffs and they're up 3-1, you can be like, damn, like, we're still not safe. And when you already think that way, that's a problem because he is known for that. So, yeah, it's the Celtics and it's everybody else. Like, the Cavs have been good, but they had just a shit performance last year against the Knicks in the first round, right? It was a 4 against a 5. And the Knicks are better this year. But the Cavs are playing out of their minds as well. The Cavs got better. You know, they got Max Strus. They just really need Garland. And they have to get healthy, obviously. Like, the Cavs are more talented than the Knicks, but it's going to come down to what Garland does because Garland was non-existent. He was just awful in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell needed some help from his running mate. He didn't get it. It's going to be interesting to see. Hayward, 14.5. This is such a good move for OKC, bro.
Make the right pass. Just adds another veteran, skilled, smart player to an already well-coached, smart team.
And it feels like it could revive his career as well because it feels like he's been waiting to be moved from Charlotte in his time as a Charlotte Hornet.
Facts.
Of course, he's going to be professional and try and do his job at the best of his ability.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Kings just missed out. The Kings missed out on a very good player, bro. A high IQ player, man. Like, this pisses me off, man. Pisses me off, bro. Like, it really does piss me off. It pisses me off. East is wide open. East is wide open. Yeah. It's the Celtics and it's everybody else. Who is going to get it? The West is wide open too, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where, yeah, like, definitely there. Or do the Kings go out and get him? Dorian Finney-Smith is still out there. They're like, Finney-Smith, they get 1 first-round pick. Is that the move you make? Like, do you go out and you trade Kevin for a DFS? I mean, I would, but is that enough for the Nets to be like, yeah, let's do it? I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. If you look at Finney-Smith, right? Dorian. Let me see. So this season, what's he at? 9 points a game, 5 boards, 38.3 has gone down, 70% bad free throw shooter. He'll fit right in with the Kings. A strong defender, right? That's funny. So with Dallas, he's a guy that was a late pick, I think. Let me see. Where did he play? Finney Smith. Where was he? What pick was he? Was he a second round pick? I forget. Let's see. Right here. Oh, he was late. Is he? Am I tripping or what? Let me see. Okay. I feel like they always give me 7th season. Where was he drafted? Right here. Number 28. Was he? Smith drafted. Yeah, was he number 28? I don't know. He was undrafted, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember him getting drafted. So these are the gem type of players that you have to have a strong recruiting, right, front office where you understand what you're doing. You understand player development. Like, I was like, damn, I don't remember him getting drafted. It was late second. Like, he was legit undrafted. I think Royce O'Neal was too. Like, Royce O'Neal was undrafted too. Let me see. If I remember correctly, Royce O'Neal. I think he was undrafted too. Let me see. Drafted. No, that's not it. I think he was. He was undrafted by the Jazz, if I'm not mistaken. He was undrafted. But you just gotta go after these dudes, man. He's a Baylor player. Yeah. But Finney Smith. Let's go back to Finney Smith, cause okay, Finney Smith. So if we look at his career, his trajectory, right? Full season, he played 81 games. He only started 35-21. He didn't start really playing till this year. He had averaged 9. He played 80 games in 2021, averaged 11. His best three-point shooting season was that year, almost 40% on 5 points. So, not super high volume, but not low volume. So right in the middle, 5.5 attempts. Five and a half attempts. It's crazy. Hold up, y'all. Getting a call. Putting the dogs away. I got my bug guy. The Terminator is what I call him. He terminates all the bugs. But my dogs are out, so I gotta tell the wife to put the dogs away. Because Delilah don't play, man. You come into my house. She's a killer. She strikes fear into your eyes, man. Like, she don't play. She's nice to me. She's loving to me, but yeah, good luck. That's all I gotta say. He's not like an X factor player, but he's definitely a player that you want on your roster if you make that move for them. 3-and-D type of guy. He's still shooting 38.5%. You know, if you look at Kevin Huerter this year. Kevin Huerter, right? He's shooting 36, so he's still shooting better than Kevin Huerter, who was known to be that type of guy. You know, I would make the move for him, but the question here is, would the Nets make the move? Like, that's the real question. The Pacers just replaced Buddy with who? Kings are a joke. How do you stand pat on this worthless team? They have been looking like 2021 team lately. I want to convey their pick. Yeah, undrafted. Kings are the worst winning team in the league. That's funny. It's funny that we say they're the worst winning team, but I mean, there could be some merit to that. Let's see. So there must be some news that the Pacers made a move. Let's see. Who is it? The Pacers are trading Marcus Morris, a second-round pick, and cash for Dougie McDermott. Okay. Doug. That's not really replacing Buddy, but he is a bigger version. He's just different. I mean, he's a good shooter. He's a good shooter. I don't think you technically replaced him, like, you know, but it's not. Yeah, like it's not terrible. My dog is going crazy. Because she's in the garage and she knows there's someone in the house spraying some stuff. So the Pacers making moves. Interesting. It's almost time, yo. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, yo. Here we go. What is Woj saying? Nothing. Here we go. The Atlanta Hawks are keeping DeJounte Murray. Wow. No trade. They're keeping him. He's not moving. A lot of players that are not moving. Oh, this was another team that I didn't even think about was Dallas. So Dallas earlier also got what's his name for Rashawn Holmes, Gaffer. So the Mavericks got Gaffer, PJ Washington. They got better. Shout out to my boy Rashawn Holmes, who's going back to Washington to go compete against Marvin Bagley for that spot. It's interesting. It's fun. It's actually hilarious, but. Kyle Kuzma, Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones has to get moved, bro. Tyus Jones is not going back to Washington, bro. Like, they better get like 5 second-round picks for him. Like, stop the cap. Like, he is not staying there. That is crazy if he doesn't get moved. That is wild. If that's the only move the Kings made, please, for the love of you know what, please make the damn move already. You got 9 minutes left. Countdown starts. They have to make Milwaukee Bucks. Robin Lopez to the Kings. Lopez is going to be waived and become a free agent. What the fuck? What just happened? So the Kings make a move just to waive the man. The Bucks are sending cash. The Kings are making the move. Like, if this is the only move that the Kings make, I'm going to be furious. So they got more money. They got cash involved. Okay. They're going to waive this dude. And they have to make, there's a move coming. There's 9 minutes left, and there is a move coming, y'all. Come on. Your opinion on Malik not liking the Bulls last night. He himself said it that they had more energy than them. Like, you gave it away, bro. There is zero, and I think I liked someone's tweet saying that, like, there is zero excuse why Detroit should have more energy than they had less players than you. Okay, they're undermanned, they're garbage, and it's unacceptable to come back home after 2 weeks and a bad team having more energy than you. Like, that makes no sense. Like, it gives fans every right to boo you. Every right to boo you. It's crazy to think that, like, they're paying hundreds, thousands of dollars to watch this bullshit. Like, no, like, they have every right to boo you, bro. Yes, they should be booing you when a team like that is playing harder than you. Come on, man. Like, you're supposed to be the playoff team. You're supposed to be a team that's supposed to take the next step this season and have the highest expectations in Kings history. And yet, as what's his name said, they're the best record team that's the worst, I think he said. So, right here, Devin, Kings are the worst winning team in the league. The worst winning team in the league. Get ready for a huge drop for second half of the season. I hope you're wrong. I'm still gonna bet that they make the top 6, but you have a lot of merit there. I'm not gonna cap. Like, Devin, you're on to something. They are the worst winning team. So yes, they deserve to get booed. We're one of the team who love trading for cash. Vezenkov to the Wizards. Really? It was a oh my gosh. This is just thugs and cash in the deal. This is hilarious. So they traded his brother away. Bye-bye, Robin. What are they? Who said Vezenkov? Sasha's going to the Wizards? Nah. Who said that? Clickbait. No. That's crazy. There's something. I mean, that's if that's the one move, I would be super disappointed. I'm just not gonna lie to you guys. That is crazy. How the hell does that happen? Robin Lopez wave him and get some cash. Cash money, baby. Oh my gosh. That's a fake count. Okay, I was gonna say make a damn move. Trading for Robin is worse than doing nothing. Facts. I think so. I think that's worse than not doing shit. It's like a huge tease. Oh man. There's 5 minutes left. There's 5 minutes left. Man, I gotta pee, but I think I'm gonna hold it. Please make a damn list. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Kings already have an open roster spot. They have 2. It makes no sense. They have to get Tyus Jones, right? Like, they have to get Tyus Jones now, right? It's one of those, like, you just have to. Oh. Spencer Dinwiddie being waived by the Raptors. Well, that changes things. I mean, I wouldn't mind Spencer Dinwiddie on the Kings. I'd tell you that much. He's probably going to the Lakers, though. Kings fans in 5 minutes. Who said that? Okay, that's interesting. To avoid a $1.5 million upcoming contract bonus for games played, the Toronto Raptors are planning to waive Spencer Dinwiddie. Made a major new entry to the NBA buyout market, converted by several playoff teams. That is crazy. Okay, so the Raptors can still make the 10th seed. Even without Spencer, like, the fact that they gave up a first for Kelly Olynyk, they got better. There's no way around it. They got better. This is interesting, though. But the problem that I have with this, and potentially, hypothetically, if the Kings want to get Spencer, They're competing against the Bucks. They're competing against the Lakers. They're competing against the Suns. The Kings are on the bottom of his list. I know he likes cryptocurrency. He has his own show. I'm a big fan of Spencer. Super smart guy, very good player. And since he's getting bought out, like, that's great. You know, like, not gonna pay much for him as a rental for the year, because then he's either gonna sign with the team he signed with, or he's going into free agency, right? So, I mean, we got 3 minutes left. Let's look at Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay. Career lows, I think, all the way awful 3-point shooter this year. 78. Oh, he fit right in with the Kings. You know, I'm trying to watch none of that. Come on. So we're at 17, 15, 16. Just low. I think just the Nets in general. He just needs to change the scenery, but he's a player that has proven that he can get you buckets. So if you get him, you know what I mean, you add depth. You definitely get better if you can add him. But again, you're going up against a lot of teams, bro. I think that's the problem there. The Sixers are trading James Springer to the Celtics. The Celtics is getting richer, bro. James Springer is a player that can play defense. Like, he's nice with it. So that's a great move for the Celtics. My gosh. Like, I'd rather have a James Springer than Davion Mitchell. Damn, that is crazy. 2 minutes left, and there is nothing happening with the Kings. Like, are they really gonna bank on them competing against everybody else for Spencer? And even then, that still doesn't do anything for you. Like, do you still have a huge problem defensively? Yes, you get better offensively, but damn, 1 minute left. That is insane. That is insane. That is insane that the Kings not gonna make a move. No trade, huh? Wow. The Kings are not Kings to the buyout market. They're competing against all the big market teams. That is crazy. That is insane. Wow. What a weird trade deadline, bro. And that's it. That's going to do it. Is there a last second trade? Is there a last second trade? To avoid nothing, bro. The Spurs are likely to buy Marcus Morris. The Pacers are trade Marcus Morris. Nothing. Daniel House. So the Kings are going to get Daniel House. Multiple contenders are expected to pursue House. Who cares? That's crazy. They didn't do anything. 12 o'clock, y'all. 12 o'clock. The Boston Celtics are trading Dylan Bunton to the Trailblazers. My boy Delano Banton, let's go. The Raptors are keeping Bruce Brown. Wow. Oh, help me, please, help me. Help me. I cannot believe this. Big deal at the buzzer. Wow. That is just so weird, bro. That is so weird. Well, you just better hope that, again, the hope now is your internal players. Keegan Murray just has an insane second half of the year. Kevin comes back to form consistently. HB gets to where he's supposed to have 70%. What a buzzkill for sure. I mean, it's It's one of those things that you don't expect, but the Kings are the Kings for a reason. And they're going to keep doing this, breaking people's hearts. But, you know, now you just got to hopefully you get someone in the buyout market. But the reality is, I don't know, bro. It's just disappointing, bro. Pathetic. 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 That is crazy. That is the show right there, bro. Just pathetic. Put you up here, bro. One word, pathetic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I can't believe Monty did that, bro. I cannot believe Monty did that. Yeah, look me in the eyes through my four lenses and tell me that the King stayed pat. I can't believe it, bro. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it, bro. This is just crazy. This is crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this, bro. Look at my hair, bro. I'm losing hair. I'm not losing hair, but still. That's just my hair is not brushed. But still. That is crazy. They didn't make a move. I cannot believe it. It's 12:03 and they didn't make a damn move, bro. Trade considerations, bro. This is a form of malpractice. It's a form of malpractice. Again, now we just gotta hope that your role players play better in the second half of the year. That's it. Like, that's the only hope. If we have that hope, we gonna break it all down. You gonna roll with what you got. Yeah, I mean they're a top 6 team, but man, it's about getting better around the edges. The Kings didn't do that. The Kings didn't do that. I can't believe they stayed pat. I mean, I can't believe it. It's the Kings. It's the Kangs. I'm trying not to lose my mind, bro. Like this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Like what the just happened? We've been live for an hour and 30 almost, and nothing happened, bro. Coach Brown should have been behind the scenes screaming for defensive help. I mean, Trey Lyles healthy. He looked great last night, but Warriors trade Corey Joseph to the Pacers. What? Did they really? The $23 million team option now gives Brown the contract. It gives Raptors a lot of options in the offseason. Did they really trade him? Like, Kojo? Did Kojo go? Yep. He's going to the Pacers. Is he just going to the Pacers to get waived or what the? I don't even know what I think this guy will end up with the Warriors, and I just feel it because this whole background in cryptocurrency, wants to be in the Bay with all other crypto companies, and he probably ends up with the Warriors if I had to bet. You know, Warriors, Lakers, like those types of teams. Interesting though. That's crazy, yo. You telling me that we're just gonna go and pursue Daniel House? Like, this is deflating. This is deflating. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, he did go over there. That's crazy. The NBA don't want to see the Kings win. I ain't got nothing to do with the Kings. The NBA got nothing to do with it. It's just the Kings are just being the Kings. Kings will be at best by the play-in team, if not 11th in the West. Going to regress majorly in the second half. Fox has been terrible, and that's what is carrying us. That was what was carrying us last year. Was a fluke. we can't say Fox has been terrible, bro. He's having a career year. Come on. I mean, he's been not himself as of late. Again, he will be fine. It's the others that you should be worried about. The Harrison Barnes, the Kevin Huerters, the Keegan Murrays offensively, because he's been spectacular defensively. I can't believe they didn't do nothing, bro. I'm just like, I checked my Wi-Fi. Why no room? I know, bro. That's crazy. It's deflating. The Kings would be a top 6 team, though. That's deflating on so many levels. Jeez Louise. Cash considerations, bro. Cash considerations, what they did. That is malpractice. If they somehow snag Spencer, cool, but yeah, it's still not enough. Damn. That is insane. They really didn't do nothing. Well, that wasn't fun. I'm telling you, like the last hour and a half has been dreadful or deadline, dreadful. I don't know, bro. It's just malpractice, bro. Kings fans are throwing Fox under the bus after last night, saying trade him. I think that's crazy. That's fucking stupid. It's Sean. It's fucking stupid. But Kings fans are gonna be Kings fans. That's just how they are sometimes. Or 2 months of Fox being bad is a major issue. Bro, he's still a monster, bro. Like, stop. Oh man, Sack is really playing beneath their potential this season. Sack can play so much better. They can play so much better. So you just gotta roll with what you got, man. Continuity. This is year 2. This is year 2. We're impatient. Fans get impatient. It's one of those things, man. Dennis literally got traded for nothing. Literally worst off-court guy in the East. Yeah, it's tough, yo. But hey, no move by the Kings. That was tough. I appreciate you guys, everybody that tuned in. People that tuned in after. Yeah, I see my reactions. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. But, you gotta hope for the best. Still a top 6 team, in my opinion. Guys got to play better for sure. Guys got to man the hell up and look themselves in the mirror and be like, hey, man, we got to be better. So, on behalf of the entire CK family, Basketball Zone family, I thank you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.